concert movies and flips. We love them both, just like the concert, and we keep the tickets because, you know, I don't regret the money what I spend on my favorites. I couldn't go to the Metallica concert in 2010, so I decided to have a concert film experience from a Hungarian director. I'm a bit biased, but I try to be objective. About at the beginning of this year, I got the news that this film will be made and played in cinemas, so as a Metallica fan who brought their CDs, played their Guitar Hero and plays their songs on a real guitar, I wanted to go to the cinema immediately. Then the waiting has came to an end, and one day after the premiere I can go and watch it. I took my seat, put on the 3D glasses, and here came the film. In the first about 5 minutes, the band members appeared. James was driving an old-timer with schwarz flames. This was cool, James. Kirk was bleeding, Lars was bored, sorry Lars, and the best was Rob, who was playing his bass in a circle room with full of amplifiers, and because of it the plaster was falling down from the wall and the fuse was shut down. He reminded me of Spider in its nest. The beginning of the concert wasn't so strong. After that the metal situation stabilized, but in my opinion the Ecstasy of Gold for opening song wasn't a perfect choice, but all the other parts were great. Although I felt some bitterness because they cut into the songs and I wanted to hear them in full length since the tracklist existed. But that's okay, I don't want to argue about that, because the main question is that how is it good as a concert film? Fucking great! If a film makes me singing la 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 in the cinema, then it's not good, it's cool. I played air guitar, drummed on my legs, and I didn't count how many times the cold ran on my back. They made one big movie from 5 concert films, and the eye candy like the pyro, the laser, live album covers like crosses, statues, an electric chair, the LED display coffins, and so on. Couldn't leave any other words to the end, just great! The concert experience was really realistic, the camera settings were professional, sometimes they were too professional. Then the crash came, everything went wrong, and they had to play in a 5x5 square. It was realistic until this time, because when everything was falling down, a man wounded, nobody was safe, and the technician caught on fire, the crazy Danish drummer was still giving the beat perfectly. Nobody cared about the casualties, show must go on. That's enough from the concert. So, let's see the story part. Tripp's adventure started as an everyday task, but the accident ruined it all, and he had to continue his way on foot. There were more and more signals that something was bad in the city. The bloody headprint, the dead riot police, plaster everywhere. It wasn't hard to understand what was happening in this part until about the halftime, because after that it all went surreal, and yeah! There was the bag, and we didn't know what was in it. This reminded me the film Pulp Fiction, I guess you know it. The situation was almost the same, but the bag wasn't the only thing that made the understanding hard. There was the horseman, the collapse. By the way, the horseman, you know, this guy, was a really interesting figure. He had a lamppost for everyone, and he had a collection of hooked people under a bridge. He was frightening because of his mask. We couldn't see his eyes, and his brutality was very, what's the word? Brutal. Maybe he's some kind of monster, you know. I guess behind the mask there's this guy. We could say maybe he's Tripp's opposite, Tripp's dark side, and he's strongly related to this dream, because when he disappeared, the whole city collapsed. I could compare it to an awakening when the dread is ended and we get back to the real world. The end of the film left us like a thunderbolt and we realized that we saw a concert film yet. But everyone were frozen in their seats because of the incomprehensibility and the surprise. Seriously. Although this was a cool film, there were some problems too. The story part added up to about 20 minutes from the whole film, and sometimes the presence of the band really bothered me because I was really interested in the story and I wanted to know what would happen. Instead of a parallel story, I get a band-oriented film, which isn't bad because I love them, but I wanted to see more from the street fight. I only saw a little from Trujillo too, although he's a characteristic person in the band and he's fucking great at his bass. But in fact, according to the laity, too, it was a cool concept film, and it really was. It's a masterpiece. Those who don't like this genre wouldn't give a damn about this film. But I loved it. My face melted off and I enjoyed every minute of it. Although it wasn't a concert film, I got the experience, so I keep the ticket because the film and the band deserve this gesture from me and from all fans. Hey, pass me a beer. Thanks for watching. Cheers.